Good morning, and welcome to Morning Java here on DKPittsburghSports.com. I'm Chris Carter here with Dale Lolley, and we're leading off talking about the Pirates, and the Pirates continue to hold on to the playoff race early in the season. They're making the push. They're staying atop the NL Central, but I think what's really interesting is the fact that they are battling through the injuries that they've had to sustain so far. They're supposed to get Josh Harrison back soon. Starling Marte suffered an oblique injury, I think it was, and he says he's going to play through it.
Or he'd like to play through it. He can play through it. We'll see whether that happens or not. But, I think that people looking at this team thus far in the season, I've seen a lot of people say, well, they can't continue to hit like this. Well, some of the guys really aren't hitting a whole lot.
Yeah.
I mean, Josh Bell hasn't hit to his potential. Gregory Polanco hasn't hit to his potential. Even Jordy Mercer hasn't hit to his potential. They've been without Josh Harrison, who, before he was hurt, really wasn't hitting to his potential. But they're scoring runs at a pretty good rate because a couple of guys have been hot. Well, that tends to balance itself out. You'll get the peaks and valleys from guys over the course of a season. So, I think that is sustainable, at least, from the hitting standpoint for this team.
Yeah, I think when you got guys like Colin Moran and Corey Dickerson, you didn't expect to be here not too long ago. You didn't consider them as part of the lineup, and they've been able to contribute in their own ways. I think this is definitely a team that they have the ability to balance it out with this lineup, because there's several guys in this group that can hit, and this is what you need. Is you needed a lot. They for a long time they've needed a lineup that you could have guys that could be off and another group that could be on. And I think that they do have at least a balance of guys, that there's more of a potential for you to have 3 guys that are on and 4 guys that are off.
Yeah, and you can win baseball games that way. And the other thing that I've liked thus far about this team is the bullpen was young and untested coming into this. But they seem to be kind of finding their way.
Yeah.
And, the bullpen ERA over the last month, I believe 2.7, something along those lines. That's going to win you some games. Your starters aren't always going to go out there and light it up, and thus far the Pirates starters, for the most part, haven't.
No.
But the bullpen's been really good, and, if your bullpen's good, you play good enough defense, and you hit well, you're going to win a lot of games.
So, Dale, one thing that we were talking about quarterbacks in the NFL and different quarterback situations. Dan Graziano from ESPN wrote a quarterback index rating or rankings, and the Steelers
confidence index.
That's right. Thank you. And he ranked the Steelers at 11 with some interesting teams ahead of those. And what were your thoughts of some of the guys that they put ahead?
It was pretty laughable because he qualified what he was saying, that it's not just the starter. He's looking at the backup as well. How confident these teams are in their starter and the backup. Then goes on to list teams, New Orleans, for example, with Drew Brees. Okay, all right.
And Drew is elite.
Yeah, he's a elite quarterback. And Tom Savage. Tom Savage.
But also there were some other. I think he ranked the Eagles at number 1 legitimately. You got Carson Wentz and Nick Foles.
Yeah. The Packers number 2.
Packers number 2. That's solid. Aaron Rodgers, and though
Brett Hundley played well last year.
And Deshaun Kaiser, I think, is a project that has the tools to get better. Yeah. Just no one's going to perform well in the Browns when you're Deshaun Kaiser.
Yeah. But the Patriots at 3 with
Brian
Tom Brady
Hoyer
and Brian Hoyer,
and some other
2 guys who are combined almost 80 years old combined. I'd feel real confident about that.
But between them, they can split 5 Super Bowl rings.
They can do that. Actually, Hoyer, I think, did get a...
Oh, that's right, because he was a backup. Yeah, so he got 6 Super Bowl rings. That's just greatness right there. And then they put the Cowboys ahead with Dak Prescott and then Cooper Rush
guys
and Mike White. And it even literally says, I don't even know who these guys are.
Never taken an NFL snap.
Right.
Feel really confident about that.
So, but the reasoning is because Ben Roethlisberger may feel flustered by the whole situation of Mason Rudolph. And we're back to this discussion that everyone made happen. I mean, Ben Roethlisberger brought this to light on his own, talking on the radio, but it continues to beg the question: Is there something in the making there? Of course, you and I are on the same page. No, we know that Mason Rudolph is going to be this guy.
Again, I feel like Babe Ruth stepping up to the plate and calling my shot on this whole Roethlisberger thing. This was so easily. I mean, you could see this coming a mile away when they drafted the quarterback. Because he sees this guy, and everybody says, well, he's the starter, and he doesn't see these guys as any kind of it's a 3rd-round pick. he's no competition. There's a reason why Ben Roethlisberger didn't react this way when they drafted Josh Dobbs.
Right.
Or Landry Jones. He's watched Mason Rudolph.
And he knows that
he knows that Mason Rudolph can play the game. And he's seen guys like Joe Montana have to finish their career somewhere else.
Yep.
He's seen Brett Favre have to finish their career somewhere else. He doesn't want that to happen to him.
And also,
I don't think it's going to, but...
Right. But the other thing is, say Ben Roethlisberger does go another 3 years and he feels like, I still want to play. Now, many people years ago thought that Ben Roethlisberger wouldn't make it to this point.
He ain't playing past 3 more years.
But
it's just not happening.
But here's the thing is that when's the end of his contract?
He has 2 more years left on his contract. This year and next year, and then it's done.
So say he wants to renegotiate to get that 3rd year, and do you think does this hurt his bargaining power when it comes to that? Now, a lot could happen. He could win two straight Super Bowls, and that could change the entire conversation. But is there any merit to maybe down the line this hurts his planning? I don't think Ben thought this far ahead when he made these statements, I'm saying.
I think your first part of what you just said, I don't think Ben thought. There you go. Let's talk about this more when we come back.
Still dealing with the Steelers. We're talking about Ben Roethlisberger. We're talking about, the stuff that's going on. You had rookie camp. And you saw Mason Rudolph respond when, of course, the microphones are going to go in your face whenever you're a rookie quarterback and another quarterback mentions you. And he seemed to handle it, at least, I think, professionally for what you expect. He said, he's saying exactly what I would expect myself to say in his situation.
Yeah, and this is the unfortunate part of all that, because when the quarterback has the reaction that he had, which, by the way, wasn't a quote-unquote immediate reaction. It was a week after he was drafted when he finally says this stuff. You don't think he could have picked up the phone and called Mike Tomlin and said, "Hey, Mike, what's going on with you guys drafting a quarterback?" He knew.
Yeah.
He knew exactly what he was doing. This was a called shot by Roethlisberger. What I expect to see happen is I expect to see a very focused Ben Roethlisberger come the OTAs, come the training camp, and take this as a challenge. Quite frankly, he knows. He's seen Mason Rudolph play. He knows this
guy has potential.
This is the future replacement or potential replacement, and so he's going to put up a fight. I expect him to come and not have the kind of slow start that he had last year.
And I think another part of that storyline is the fact that we're looking at this is now going to be Ben's offense. Remember, they got rid of Todd Haley.
That too.
Because Randy Fichtner is the guy.
The guy who likes to point the fingers at everybody else is now going to have to point the finger at himself because he's the offensive coordinator.
Basically, and that's the thing is when you're looking at this situation, even last year with the Patriots game, and he would say, "Well, I don't know, I thought I was going to spike, and then I was told not to spike, and there was a dilemma. Did Tomlin give them 2 plays?" And Tomlin clearly, they later showed on the FX. Tomlin clearly said, "I want 2 plays ready to go for this." And then all of a sudden, the blame shifted to, was it Haley or Ben? There's no more Haley or Ben. He's got
nobody else to blame but himself. He's not going to throw Randy Fichtner under the bus.
Right, and then you can't because you put him in this situation. All right, we're going to try something new. We're bringing back the segment, What's in Your Cup, except it's going to be more like a live Q&A, quick, pick which is better situation. We got some topics in our cup that we're going to pick out.
These are completely blind. We haven't seen these.
We have not seen these. They've been given to us by our producer, and now we're sitting here thinking, okay, what's it going to be? So I'm going to lead it off. I'm going to pick one of these. There we go. All right, and I'm going to read this, and we're going to see what we're going to debate. Hot dog, ketchup versus mustard. I'm going ketchup all day. I'm a true Pittsburgher, man.
It's got to be mustard.
Oh, get the heck out of here, Dale.
Here's the problem with ketchup.
What's the problem? What's wrong with ketchup?
Here's the problem
with
ketchup. Ketchup is a hidden sugar, just loaded with sugar.
Oh, yeah, I know it's loaded with sugar. That's why I like it.
Exactly. That's why people like myself, who are diabetic, can't eat it. That's why mustard wins.
You can eat it because you just got to eat it in moderation.
No. It's all loaded with high fructose corn syrup.
So
it's bad for you. It's bad for you.
You drink Diet Coke every day. All right,
I'm right, he's wrong. I'm going to be right about this one, too.
What's in your cup?
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar versus Wilt Chamberlain.
Kareem! He's got the rings, man! The Lake Show, the Showtime. Come on now.
Wilt Chamberlain, greatest player in NBA history, the most dominant player in NBA history, bar none.
In his era, yeah,
No, there's no in this era crap.
You put him in the 90s.
He's the most dominant. No,
man.
He's the most dominant player of all time.
Wilt Chamberlain.
The most dominant player. How many guys have averaged 50 points a game?
I don't know.
How many guys have averaged 50 points and 20 rebounds a game?
Wilt the Stilt got blocked by Errol Manigo in the Rucker. And so I can't. If
Greatest player of all time.
Whatever. Okay.
Greatest player. All
right. So we're going with this one. This one says Yanni or Laurel. Get out of here. We're done with that. No, we're not taking that one.
All right.
What's in your cup?
This is going to be difficult for a young man like yourself.
Oh, great.
Beatles versus Stones.
I'm a Beatles guy. I mean, I respect the Stones. It was my middle school basketball coach, Dr. G. Dr. G, if you're out there, know that I still think of this. He loved the Stones. Like, he lived off the Stones. So every time we had a visiting game, we heard it the whole way there. So, all the guys on the team were like, what is this? So my dad's a music teacher, so I know a little bit about the Stones. But the Beatles, I was ingrained with that at a young age.
I'm going Stones.
I understand.
I'm going Stones.
I respect both
I've seen the
sides
Rolling Stones several times. I've
never seen the Stones. So
never got an opportunity to see the Beatles.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah.
Not that old.
Yeah. Yeah. Are you sure?
All right.
What's the last?
I appreciate the Beatles.
Yeah,
last up.
What's the last one?
DH or no DH?
No DH. Get that nuts out. That's not real baseball. Get out of here.
We finally agree on something.
And that's how we'll end the show, is finally agree on something. If you want,
because I was right and he was wrong.
Okay, get out of here. You were not. No one cares about your pigtail. Anyways, thank you for the show, everyone. Hey, if we need a name for this segment. What's in your cup, part 2?
I'm thinking maybe Dale's right and Chris is wrong. That'd be a good name for this.
No, that would be a horrible name.
That would be the great name.
We can flip that. Chris is right and Dale is wrong.
Yeah,
but also, feel free, if you have debate questions, you post them down in the comments, and maybe we can get them on the show. But Dale, fun as always. Everyone, have a good weekend.